just got our transmission cooler on, and as you can see, that's going to be a nice, we ran our lines up on top of the frame rail, hooked them into our transmission. Jeff was kind enough to go get those crimped for us over, where'd you go, Napa, Stewart Hose?
Stewart Hose.
Okay. This is heavy duty hydraulic line. It will never ever wear out. So, our tranny cooler's hooked up. Now, we got to hook the transmission up so we can shift it. And the first thing we did is we got up under the car and we drilled 2 holes, one on each side of the rear tail mount shaft of the transmission. The reason we did that is because the shifter we're using is a rear tail mount shifter. And then I went ahead and cut an access hole out. You don't have to make it real fancy. The shifters that I use are called rear tail mount shifters. What that means is this actually mounts on the rear tail housing of your transmission. And this is made by Genie Shifter Company in Denver, Colorado. I prefer the Genie shifter because it's a very economical, it's easy to install, it's an easy shifter to use. It doesn't have push buttons on the top up here and all that. All you do when it's in the car, you pull it toward the driver's side, shift it into gear. That's it. Okay? As you can see, it's fully adjustable to the angle and pitch that you like. If you look real close here, you can see the shifter moving. It comes with a neutral safety switch that is supplied with your shifter, which hooks right in, screws right into the housing of it. So when it's in when it's in drive or reverse, you cannot start your car. That's very, very, very important. Do not miss wiring your neutral safety switch up. You will be looking at a lot of serious problems. Because sooner or later, you're eventually going to have it in reverse on accident, and you're going to go to start your car, and you're going to get in an accident. No shims. We got our shifter arm that hooks to the shifter, and if you notice, it's a splined hole there, so that will mount to the proper position that you want. That's your complete shifter if you look at it real close, up and down. Okay. Then we got the arm that comes with it that hooks to your transmission. Okay, that's a very simple operation. It comes with all your nuts and bolts. And we got the linkage rod, which is adjustable. So the first thing that you want to do is you want to go ahead, and if Jeff will go around the other side there, if you look down inside the hole, you'll see that fits in there perfect. There's our rear tail mount. It slides right down in there. You take the bolts out of the shifter, out of the transmission, and you go ahead and mount it right on that hole. Make sure that the bolts are very snug on here and tight. You don't want your shifter to fall off because of sloppy installation.
Or have the threads pull out of the tranny.
Or have the threads pull out. So, as you see, our shifter is now installed. You want to go ahead and take your shifter arm that goes on your shifter, and right now we really don't know where our linkage is going to be, so I'm just going to put it on there as a starting point, and I'm going to line it up directly with the bracket. That's where I always start. We still haven't installed our neutral safety switch. As you see, if you watch my hand, all I'm doing is pulling it towards the driver's side and shifting it. That's how easy a Genie shifter works. Very simple and easy and economical. Now, we're going to get up under the car and we're going to go ahead and hook our transmission parts up. Okay. So, we got our shifter installed on the top. Then what we want to do is install our linkage arm that goes on the transmission. Now, this is designed for a General Motors transmission. If you get a Ford transmission, you'll get the proper linkage arms and everything that you need. The first thing you want to do is make sure that it's in park. And park is always going to be toward the back of the car. So yes, that is in park. You get the shifter linkage on it, just like I put on there. The shifter arm, I'm sorry. And then you want to bolt that on. So we go ahead and bolt that on with the factory nut that was on your transmission from the start. Then you get your shifter linkage out. And this is an adjustable shifter linkage that comes with your Genie shifter. It's got the swiveled heim joint ends, and it comes with the nuts and the bolts. So you go ahead and hook that up. And don't lose your nuts and bolts or you're screwed, and your washers. So you get your arm lined up, and if it's too short or too long, and you've moved your shifter linkage several times, get it as close as possible, because the shifter linkage that is provided with your kit is adjustable. You adjust your linkage, leave your lock nuts loose so you can adjust your linkage to line up with your shifter arm of your transmission, and you want that to slide in there easily. Get that linkage lined up. Make sure that make sure that you look down your shifter linkage rod and it's not binding up. When you feel comfortable with it, go ahead and hand tighten your lock nuts just like I'm doing right here. Now, I got my shifter arm on the right spline where I want it, so now at this time I'm going to go ahead and tighten our lock nut down. There's a groove in between the spline that goes all the way around the cylinder, so this will lock down. You don't want to strip this out. Just a nice snug fit is all you need. Now, as we go through our gears, we got reverse. Let's see here. Reverse, neutral. You'll feel neutral. It'll lock back into place. We got drive, overdrive, first, second, third. There you go. I like the way that feels. What do you think, Jeff?
Like a brand new car.
So anyway, you'll have to shim the neutral safety switch out to work properly and function right. Once you hook all your car up, you'll know what shim to use and how to properly adjust your neutral safety switch to work right. So I'm going to get all this tightened up. I'm going to make sure every nut and bolt on here is proper. I'm going to adjust our shifter where we want it, and I believe we're going to leave it right there because everything seems to work very good. And shifter installed. So, this is Pete.
Hey, hey, hey!